Hello, folks. America leaping towards civil war. My goodness, if you were watching the news this past week, you would see how things are like really leaping towards civil war. I have a bunch of things on my list here. All right. We seem to be getting to the point where left and right are having a hard time existing together in the same land. We really are. I mean, the haters should leave the U.S. The big story this week, Trump says people who hate America should leave. Absolutely, we all think the same thing. If you're not happy here and you have the means to move, please do. Now, obviously, a poor person who hates this country does not have the money to move. They don't, and they don't have the skills to get themselves jobs in the new country. So, a lot of average people couldn't move if they hated America. But these celebrities and these politicians, there's absolutely no excuse for them to still be here. You know, just like they can afford to leave. They got the money to move and resettle and just live off their money, their riches. So there's no excuse for that. All right. The bottom line is the left is now refusing to obey the law. Refusing. The same thing is happening in the churches. I know the Methodist Church has been having a lot of controversy over some political activist groups trying to infiltrate the church and change their doctrine. They voted them down a couple of months ago, but the political activist group is still very active and still hanging on, and they won't leave the church. They want the church. So, and they said they won't obey the Book of Discipline, they won't obey the Bible. So, it'll be interesting to see how the United Methodist Church copes with this situation. But I'm saying the same thing is happening in America. On the larger scale, the leftists are at a point where it's just saying, we're not obeying the law. We're just not. Look at the sanctuary cities. The law, the elected officials in these places, they're not obeying the law. They said, we're not obeying. But guess what? If there was open borders, they couldn't have a sanctuary city because the sanctuary city wouldn't have any borders either. And then anyone could come in and arrest their guys. So bottom line is, see, hypocrisy. The left doesn't care. All they care about is power. So yes, if they're against borders for countries, definitely the cities should have no borders either. Absolutely not. Okay, and the left's calling for violence. Like I said, Tim Pool has been covering our hurtling towards civil war pretty well. I mean, he talks about it a lot in his videos. He's saying how some personality named Sean King, I don't know who he is really, he said he's calling for more people to attack, for violence, like that guy that bombed the ICE facility or tried to cause trouble there. But, so the left, they want to start a war. And they don't care if they're basing their evidence is false. You know, they're basing their actions on lies. And they don't want to be proven right. You can tell them, hey, this isn't true, it's this, this, and this. And they're not going to listen. They still want war. So what are you going to do with people like that? All right. I was thinking about one thing that might save us. I mean, we see all this hype because the media and the celebrities and the politicians are all war. And a lot of the citizens don't want war. I mean, hello, the citizens will be the ones that will be suffering, you know, without lights, without power, without gas, without mobility, without health care, without food, and, you know, getting shot and mowed down. We don't. The people don't want to go to war. I'm sure they don't. Because, I mean, that would be, you know, the end of everything. So here's the thing. There's a possibility that the left may not have enough general support for starting a bloody civil war. Maybe they don't have enough support. Maybe it just seems amplified because it is the politicians and the celebrities and the media personalities that are saying, we got to start a war, we got to go to war, we got to go to war. You know, maybe enough people will not follow them into the war. Because, I mean, seriously, I don't think most people could survive it. I mean, hardship, I mean, I don't think so. People in this country, we haven't had a war in this country since the Civil War. So I don't think people will know what to do. I mean, I think it's likely there's going to be outbreaks of violence. Now, when President Trump wins in 2020, there will probably, I mean, there may be a few cities that burn. And we don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think every inch of the country will be engulfed in war. But I would say, get the women and children to the country before the election in 2020, because, you know, Trump wins, Democrats are they're going to lose it. They're going to do whatever kind of war riot they can, and people better not get in their way. So I'd say just get the women and children to safety before 2020 election. And also, I'm starting to think about stocking up on a little bit of survival gear myself. Not a ton, but just some, you know, just in case. And I was looking at, you know, the My Patriot supply that different conservatives advertise that in their channels, and it looks like it's pretty good. So I would consider maybe buying a little bit from them to stock up, or you know, even just some dried goods, canned goods from the regular store. Just think of stocking up on some supplies, because we don't know. It seems like we're leaping towards civil war. But I mean, there seems like could be some hope. Like I said, maybe there are not enough people who want to follow the 8 or 10% into a terrible battle. But I said we're probably going to see some violence, some places, especially the election of 2020. So keep praying for the best and keep standing up to the left. We've got to stand up for our rights, conservatives. Stand up for our rights and stand up for freedom. Have a survival plan. And I said we'll keep monitoring this situation as it progresses. We may not do a Civil War video every week, or maybe once a month or so. We'll see. Depends on how things are going. Alrighty. Thank you for watching. God bless. Let freedom ring.